Hi everyone, it's Marcy Denning here, Stampin' with Marcy. I am a Stampin' Up! Demonstrator in Canada. I'd like to thank you all for joining me today, and if you are new, thank you so much for checking me out. I truly do appreciate it. If you are a returning viewer / customer, thank you so much for coming back. I really do appreciate it. If you wouldn't mind sharing my video, if you have some crafty friends that you feel would enjoy my tutorials, I would absolutely love that by sharing my video. Sharing is caring. Today it is a very dull, dreary, rainy day here in southwestern Ontario. Hi Anne-Marie, how are you? Yeah, it's a rainy day today. I figured it would be rainy today as yesterday I watered my roses. I figured, you know, it'd been a couple days since it had rained, and I thought, you know what, I need to get my roses watered. Roses love their water, so I thought I'm going to cause it to rain just by watering. Isn't that always the way? So anyway, I'm going to cover you up and flip you down, and we are going to get crafting. So let me just find where I put my post-it notes here to cover the screen. So hold on just one moment. Alrighty, make sure that we don't. All right, so have you been crafting this week? If you have been, what are you working on? I'd love, oops. Sorry about that. Well, let's just cover that back up. I would love to hear what you're working on. I have to get going on my swaps for the cruise. I've got the, my cruise is coming up. The Stampin' Up! Incentive trip, and I have 26 swap cards to make. One is going directly to Stampin' Up! So I have been stressing over that, to say the least. This is my very first incentive trip that I have earned. Good morning, Shirley. How are you? 3 a.m. Oh, my goodness. That is not a nice work schedule, to be working at 3 a.m. in the morning. Yes, so I'm just going to move this stuff so that we are adjusted. Move my grid paper up a little bit here. Yeah, so I have to create 36 swap cards, and I am a little worried. We are our own worst enemy. We are our own worst critic. And when I'm going to be swapping with demonstrators that I have admired and followed for years, creating cards that are going to end up in their hands is a little nerve-wracking, I would say. These are the big leagues, so to speak. So yeah, I'm just a little concerned about creating something that I feel is worthy enough. Hi Mary, I'm so happy that you could join me today. So I'm just bringing you up on my iPad here. There we go. Hopefully my comments are going to show up. First night back after 2.5 week holidays. Oh, that's nice. 2.5 weeks holidays. That is absolutely lovely. I'm going away this weekend. I'm just moving things around here. I'm going away this weekend, going up to the cottage, Brad and I. We have to go cut grass. We've been so busy this year that we haven't gotten back and forth up to our cottage very often. So yeah, so we are off tonight after Brad is done work, and Connor is in charge of keeping my flower beds watered. Hopefully He does a good job. I bought him some of his favorite snacks when I went to the grocery store this morning to help inspire him to keep Mom's Gardens going. I got him his favorite frozen pizzas and some of his favorite snack, the Chester Cheeto jalapeno crunches. They're very spicy. He loves them. So when he gets home from work tonight, he's going to see them on the table for him. And I hope he's going to be happy with that. So this arrived yesterday in my mail. This I've talked about before is the Stampin' Success catalog magazine that all demonstrators get. It is one of the perks. It is a quarterly magazine that is absolutely jam-packed with great ideas, inspiration, articles. We always have a message from our CEO, Sarah Douglas. And then throughout, there's all kinds of ideas and business tips and stuff like that. But the card ideas are absolutely beautiful. So the reason I'm showing you this is if you've got a wish list that is at least $100 from the new catalog, I would love it if you are in Canada, if you would consider joining my team and you would get one of these every quarter as well. For $135, you get to pick $165 worth of product, and you don't pay any shipping on that. And in Ontario and BC, I know for sure there is no tax. I'm not sure about the other provinces, but in Ontario for sure, it is no tax, there's no shipping. So that's $165 worth of product. Pure product. That is a fabulous deal. And this is one of the great perks that you get by being a Stampin' Up! Demonstrator. And then every order you place after that, you get a minimum of 20% discount on everything. No tax in Quebec as well. That's good to know, Anne-Marie. Carol, you love the jalapeno Cheetos. I do too, but I find anymore I have to have some of the regular Cheetos mixed in because they're so spicy. So I have to have a few regulars, then a few of the spicy ones. That is what I find that it just breaks up that hot spiciness. Yeah, so if you wanted to join my team, you could email me at marcy@stampinwithmarcy.com, or you can go directly to my blog, www.stampinwithmarcy.com, and you can click on the Get a Discount button, and you just have your catalog with you, and you go from there, pick out your products, and they get delivered right to your door, as well as some Stampin' Up! Throws a little bit more in there, a catalog and some business supplies, but you don't have to do what I do. You can be a happy shopper, just getting a 20 to 25% discount on all of your favorite products. Most of my team are happy discount shoppers, and if you wanted more, we could talk and I could guide you through your next steps, but it's completely up to you. There is no pressure to sell, no pressure to do anything, but enjoy the absolutely amazing Stampin' Up! Products at a discount. So today's card is I'm calling it the Pretty Peacock In Color Club card. This month, my In Color Club started, and everybody, there's 5 members because there's 5 in colors. So each month, each member gets a different one of the new in colors, and they get the ink pad. They get the ink pad. They get the Stampin' Right marker. They get, I'm just reaching behind me here to find where my re-inker is, and I'm not seeing my pretty Peacock re-inker right there. It's over there somewhere, but here is my Seaside spray. So that they would get the re-inker, they would get a roll of the ribbon, and they would get their in color DSP, the 6x6 stack. They would get their color of the month, as well as a full pack of the cardstock. And so then each month they also get a card created in their color. So today I'm going to be creating a card in the Pretty Peacock color. I am more of a subtle girl, but I'm thinking right now this could be my favorite new in color. So this is the card I have to show you. This is the Purple Posy, or the problematic Purple Posy, as I like to say right now, because we don't have the ink pad and we don't have the re-inker because there was issues. I've told you before that Stampin' Up! Stands by their high quality products, and in the spring they discovered that the Purple Posy ink pad was not meeting their standards, so they pulled them and we are now waiting. However, you can, the way I created this was I took my Purple Posy marker, because you can easily take your marker and color you take the side of it and you just go over. You never go down because you will wreck that nib. And so you just go over it like this, and that is going to ink up that stamp. You can also do this if you wanted to have multiple colors for your sentiments. So you could do the birthday in one color, the cheer in another color, and then to you all year in yet another color. So this is how you would use your marker to color up your stamp. So then once that's done, I just like to breathe on it. And let me just bring this over in here and stamp. And there you have it. Now I've got my Purple Posy ink. So you don't necessarily have to wait to get that ink. If you're wanting to create with that color right away, you can absolutely do that. All you have to do is make sure you have the in color Stampin' Right markers. And the one end is the brush tip and the other is a nib end for writing, that if you wanted to write in your coordinating ink, your sentiment, or like I did last month, was it? For the Creating Kindness blog hop, I used my marker to fill in on that Let It Ride stamp set when I had was doing the watercoloring. So that is another way you can use those markers. They're very, very versatile, and I really showing you as many ways as possible that you can use your products, because I want you to use them. I want you to find new ways to order for you, because that's what they're there for. So let's get started. I am using the Floral Essence stamp set for my flower and the center, and then I'm using the Birthday Cheer to You All Year is my sentiment, and then I am using the Story Label Punch. This was in the celebration in March, I believe. It came out, and we were told it would be carrying on. So I was super excited about that because I really like that. punch, and then the 1.5-inch circle punch. So let's get started. I've already mounted my stamps here. So push this out of the way. Because my flower here is photopolymer, meaning I can see through it, I need my Stampin' Pierce mat that to use to add just that little bit of cushion. I personally find that it is, I get a better stamped image from putting that underneath. All right, so I'm just going to take and ink up, and I'm going to random stamp. Now I'll tell you right now that next week's live will not be on Thursday at 1 because I have a hair appointment at 12:30. I haven't had my hair done. I trim my own bangs. In a previous life, I am a licensed hairdresser. So in a previous life, I cut hair for a living. I no longer do that, other than trimming up my own bangs. But I have not had my hair done since, I think, February. So it is long overdue. Okay, so that is the card front. So now I'm going to put one for my inside stamp. We want our insides as pretty as the outside. Remember, no naked insides. Okay, and now I'm going to take my flower center and I'm just going to pop that there. Yeah, so next week my live will be on Wednesday night instead. So I will post a reminder that I will not be live on Thursday. It will be Wednesday. And even though some of this is going to be covered, I'm still covering the whole front because just to make sure. All right, so now this is our cling mount stamp, and make sure there's no more water on that. I am now, because this is our cling mount, so there's foam in there, so that gives that stamp cushion. So I do not need my Stampin' Pierce mat, so I'm going to pull that out of the way, and I'm just going to ink this up. I'm going to stamp off here on that scrap just to make sure. As always, I like to flip it over to take a look and then stamp down. Okay. I think that is all the stamping I need to be doing. And then when I am gone, I will be doing lives, but a couple I'm hoping to pop on, but they will be random as I will be on the cruise, so I'm not sure what days. I'll just be popping on saying I'll be live in a half hour or an hour or something like that. So, just so that you are aware. All right, so now I'm going to bring in my silicone craft sheet. I'm also very nervous about flying overseas. I've never done that. It's a long flight. We leave at 9 p.m. on the Wednesday night, and we arrive in Rome at 11:20 or 11:30 the next morning, the Thursday. So, and neither Brad or I speak Italian. We're spending a few days in Rome first. Neither one of us speak Italian, so that should be interesting, trying to find English-speaking taxi drivers in that. So now I'm going to take my my tear and tape. I find this is perfect for adhering your ribbon. So I am going to just line that up there. And I'm just taking it and folding it over. And then sticking that down. Isn't this gingham paper just gorgeous? And then I'm taking a look up here to see how much of the lighter is showing, and it's basically covered right up. So to make sure that I'm straight, and I'm flipping that over and putting that there. And then I'm going to bring in my Take Your Pick tool. I love this. If you don't own one yet, I highly suggest you get one. I use it all the time. I have one here in my office, and then I have one in my classroom. So now I'm going to take my liquid glue. And while I'm away, I will be having an ordering special. So I will announce that as well next week for the time that I am away. Okay, now we've got that adhered, and now I'm going to bring in my crumb cake base. Crumb cake is an awesome color. It just goes with everything. All of the measurements will be found on my blog on Saturday, as well as the product links. So you can hop on over there to check that out. So now I'm going to take my punch and just punch out my label. Whoop, that was close. I almost dropped it. That would have been very loud. And then I'm going to bring in my circle punch. Lining that up, and you can see that it just fits that sentiment. Punch that out. Get some liquid glue. You don't need a whole lot. And the beauty of the liquid glue is it gives you a few moments to make sure that you are straight. If you need to adjust it at all. There we go. And then before I pop that on my card front, I need to take my insert paper and adhere that to the inside. Okay. And then my last thing to do is, oh no, I've got one more thing to do. I'm getting ahead of myself here. So I'm just attaching some dimensionals here. I've snipped them all so that, oh, I missed that one. Grab my snips. And look at that, an empty sheet. I like that. Okay. So now, peel those backings off. Okay. And now we're just going to adhere that there. Before I give it a really good push down, I'm going to lift that so that I can see, because I'm not standing right over it. So I need the to put some of my rhinestones on here. So open them up. I've showed you this before. This is how I keep them in our clear mount stamp cases. That way I can see what's in there, and it just keeps them all contained. So I'm just going to put a dot of glue here, and one here, and one down here, that triangle pattern that is appealing to the eye. And then I'm just picking up my rhinestone with my take your pick tool. And I think I've told you before, I like to put the glue down just to make sure that my rhinestones are not going to fall off before that card gets to the recipient. You don't want them sitting in the bottom of the envelope. So this is today's card. I hope you enjoyed that. It's really quite a simple card, but I think very pretty. Now you could come along in here and do a little bit of splatter with your Wink of Stella, or you could color in the flower centers with Wink of Stella, or just here and there as to just make that even a little bit more blingy. But that is it in a nutshell. So thank you so much for stopping by today. I truly do appreciate it. If you would like to place an order, please use the host code for the month of June. It allows me to send you a thank you gift for shopping with me. Thanks, Carol. Thanks, Shirley. Yes, it's pretty does not have to be over the top. Pretty can be simple. Love that it was your color this month. Yes, Mary. I really, really like this color. It's so pretty. And so, yeah, you don't need lots of stuff going on with the card for it to be pretty. You don't need a lot of steps. There was not a lot of steps to this, as you saw. It was very simple, very quick and easy, but I think it is a very pretty card. So, yeah, so think about that. You don't need to go and do all kinds of stuff to make a pretty card. You can just back to the basics almost. So yes, so thank you so much for stopping by. I truly do appreciate it, and I will see you next week, Wednesday night. I hope you have a fabulous weekend, and I will see you later. Bye for now.